Hey Campagna T-Rex fans, Todd Kerber here. Today's subject, going to be changing and upgrading the old motorcycle horn. This will just not do. I already did this upgrade on my old 2007. Went with a bad boy Wolo chrome horn. My 2007 had a lot of chrome on it. Of course, this machine does not. I installed the dual sounding train style horn underneath in the left air intake vent. I'll insert a few photos and pictures of that one on my 2007. That horn had a decibel level of 125. The chrome doesn't match this machine, so I'll be going with a more black style with some carbon fiber, heavy carbon fiber look in it. This horn is going to be 150 decibels. They've got all kinds of styles, colors, patterns. You can choose whatever works for your machine. Here's a picture of it in the box. Of course, bought on Amazon. I'll place the link in the comment section below. I'm kind of digging that look. It'll match well with my new T-Rex. This horn does come with a relay and you need to use it. It takes a low voltage current to trigger it. When you hit the button on your T-Rex and turn it on, sound the horn, then this horn will draw directly from the battery, not through the circuit itself. If you put this higher amp draw on that circuit, probably would blow a fuse. If you don't, you're not getting the full power from the battery. Here's how to hook up the relay. Note, these two connectors are on the original motorcycle horn. Of course, you've got your relay. Yellow wire goes to the horn. The negative wire goes directly to the battery, and then the red wire goes all the way through a fuse into the positive side of the battery. First up, remove the GV bag and set aside in a safe place. The stock motorcycle horn is located behind the driver's seat, right there. I'll be installing this relay back here at the old horn location. This horn is mounted with one bolt and nut, and it basically just fits right up under there. See it on the back side how it goes in. It won't turn. This is how I'm going to mount this one. I already showed you where the mount is. I'm going to use this bolt right here and drill it out a little bigger so that it mounts right on top of that bolt there. I did this on my 2007. It didn't have these bolts in here, so I had to drill through to the other side on that one. Remove the stock motorcycle horn. One bolt is out. The other one socket's not going to work. Going to need an open end wrench. It's behind the roll bar. I found a 3/8 size is better on this bolt. Little bastard bolt right back here is behind the roll bar. So I see this plate is attached by 4 bolts from the other side. I'm going to loosen those. I'm going to jack the back of my T-Rex up and see if I can loosen those to get that bolt out. Take off the passenger side GV bag, jack up. Don't scratch your frame. Use pads or rags. I needed it jacked up anyway to get to the battery connections. Since I'm sticking my face underneath the T-Rex, I'm going to use the second jack just for safety purposes. On the rear frame, using a rubber pad not to scratch it. 4 bolts back up under here. 10mm works on the radiator bolts, but that plate needs to loosen up so I can get that horn bolt off. Pain in the ass, but got to be done. Once the plate was loosened up, pushed to the front of the machine, I could easily undo the second bolt on the horn. Horn is loose, disconnect and remove. Horn is removed. This second bolt was a pain in the ass behind the frame. Retighten up the 4 bolts behind that plate on the other side. I think I'm going to mount the relay right here behind that radiator bolt rather than here because it won't sit flush and it'll be in an angle. Little details that matter. Relay is mounted in all 4 bolts on the back side are tightened up. For the instructions that I showed you on my computer screen, blue goes into the positive wire on the old horn attachment, and the white goes on the negative. Connections are complete. I'm going to run this yellow wire that needs to go to the horn through that hole right there. Remember where we were going to mount this? I'm going to use that bolt attachment right there. Remove the stock one. We'll have to drill it out a little bit larger. Here's what it looks like on the back side. Hopefully you can see that. 11 millimeter is your nut size, and then you've got a Phillips on the head. Stock Campagna bolt and Phillips head nut are out right there. Got to drill that out just a little bit larger to fit the bolt for mounting the horn. 5/16 inch drill bit is your size. Drill the stock hole out for a new bolt. Hole is drilled out, 5/16. Run the red wire over to the battery. Probably try to snake it through that area underneath here. It does have the fuse end, so it can't go through a small hole. I was able to snake the wire through right through here underneath. That fuse connection made it underneath the radiator there, and then I pulled the wire around. To do an extension on the yellow wire, I'm using heat shrink connections. This will go on the underside of the horn. I had to extend it to get it to the horn location. Heat shrink all of your fittings. Do this everywhere. Connections are all heat shrinked. Working on the ground black wire from the horn to the negative side of the battery. I've crimped this one and we'll heat shrink it next. Make your connections. Get this nut and bolt ready. I grabbed a lock washer for the one side. 9/16 socket is your size. Put your bolt on the back side of the horn and then put through the hole that we drilled out earlier. Bolt is through. Tighten it up with a 9/16 socket, small, on the other side. 9/16 nut and bolt, all tightened up. Here's what it looks like on the back side. Last up, make the connections to the battery. I'm going to have to unbolt the battery, turn it on its side in order to get to the connections on top. 11 millimeter is your size. Pull the battery bracket off. I went ahead and tipped the battery on its edge so I could get to the bolts on top. 10 millimeter is your size on the battery bolts. Well, that was a pain in the ass getting that positive horn lead onto the positive top of the battery, but turning it on its edge, and I got it. It had a slip in, so I didn't have to completely take the connection apart. I think on the negative side, I'm going to go ahead and slip it onto this down here. It's much easier to reach and get to. I will not put the negative on the top of the battery terminal. Negative installed. Tip the battery back upright, put the bracket on. This matches the battery bracket, 11 millimeter. I've got a little rust on the battery bracket. I'm going to spray with lithium grease. Run those nuts up and down them just to get rid of all that. Battery bracket reinstalled. Let's do a test. Oh yeah, way better. Let's tidy up some wires. I think I'll put some zip ties around these to hold these in place here. The horn location all tidied up. Let's tidy up all the wires with wire ties. Almost got all the wire cleaned up, tied up. What I'm going to do is I've tied this up here. I'm going to drill a small little hole, put a zip tie here so these wires are hidden back behind here. Small little hole drilled, put a zip tie in there and fasten it. There you go. All the wires tidied up. Take it off both jacks, put the GV bags back on. One last test for you guys. Ooh, wee, that's loud. Yeah, oh baby. If you like this video, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and share. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough T-Rex content? Subscribe to this channel and smash that like button.
T-Rex fans.
Thanks for watching.